On December 26, 2004, a massive tsunami brought devastation to coastlines stretching from Sri Lanka to Indonesia and as far west as Somalia and Kenya. An enormous amount of relief is required, with upward of 150,000 dead and millions of people left homeless. As the disaster fades from people's memory, the need to give also fades from their minds. In recent decades, the media's increasing emphasis on the self, instant gratification, and material possessions has undermined the importance of charity. However, there are still people who realize that when people are in need, we are all responsible to give whatever we can, whether it's volunteering or donating the money we were planning on spending on a new video game system. These people take it upon themselves to stand up and make a difference, to inspire others to give, and to give back in their own way. And these people can come from the most unlikely of places.
Test 1, 2. Thank you all for being here this afternoon and on the evening. This is the beginning of what is going to be a very long and very fun day. My name is Tim Hillman. If there are any problems along the way, try and find me. Otherwise, we're going to see 12 bands today. They've all given their time. I'm absolutely certain that this is going to be an enjoyable and long day. Everyone have as much fun as you can. Remember along the way, though, the reason that we're here for. What we're doing, each one of you, everyone that's paid $10 so far has bought a piece of a house. All day long, each time we bring $1,000, that builds a house in Sri Lanka. And there are a lot of people sitting living on a beach that don't need to be living on a beach. They need to be living in houses. So, for the rest of the day, it's going to be all about the rock and roll.
Hi, I'm Colin. I play guitar. I do background vocals in Lemon Lime Tennis Shoes.
My name is Matt. I sing, I play guitar and trumpet in Lemon Lime Tennis Shoes.
I'm Alex and I play bass for Lemon Lime Tennis Shoes.
You guys get involved with the benefit show?
Take it away, Matt.
What's the story?
You can probably figure that out. You're the
Take it
fucking
away,
room
Matt.
leader.
We're playing a show with our friends Senior Discount, and they were thanking a couple bands on stage, and then they said, we have an upcoming show with Lemon Lime Tennis Shoes, and they don't know it yet, and it's going to be a tsunami benefit, and that's when we first heard out about it, and then they hooked us up with the show.
That's how a lot of our shows happen. It usually starts with these two, and then I don't find out about it like the day before.
Yeah.
And then I call it at work, and then they're like,
I think we as a band, Lemon Lime Tennis Shoes, in its whole self, we help people, we want to help people, we want to promote things that just give to charity, benefits, everything that we can. I mean, we wouldn't be respectable human beings if we didn't help out as much as we could. I don't think.
It's really helping out. I mean, believe it or not, all those people that were there, you know, they were doing charity work that day by, you know, providing some money to go towards the tsunami funds. So, I mean, it all means there, everybody who went there was doing charitable work. It just wasn't the bands, it was everybody. It was the people who worked at Geyser that were donating their time. Everybody came out that day a winner. And it's unfortunate that an event like that had to happen, but it's good to see that people are coming out to support and help people.
I think one of the most important things about the show, not just to have a lot of fun and like, you know, do all this cool band stuff, but is to really think about, I guess, you know, where all this money's going to and stuff like that.
He's really spirit.
I'm not being
He's really intellectual today, so he's going to be the intellectual. Keep going. This is.
I just think it's really important. That's all. Because I don't know. I had a class the other day. Yeah, I'm a dork. And my teacher was going through some stuff. She went to Haiti and whatnot. And seeing all these people who really don't have anything and who've been, you know, touched by all this disaster, it really hits hard with me, and hopefully hits hard with everyone else. And I'm gonna stop talking now. But
yeah.
just keep in mind all the people that
take it away. This is a song on our EP, which you can buy back there. It is called "Storm Before the Calm." It's my favorite song lyrically. I love it, so we're gonna play it. Okay.
If you guys go to our website too, there's a link to a tsunami song that they have right now. All the proceeds are also going to Southeast Asia, so check it out.
The drummer's mom said, "Oh, you guys should do a benefit concert for the tsunami." We're like, okay, that seems to make perfect and utter sense. So I just went, well, okay, well, we'll throw a concert, having no idea what I was about to get myself into.
Our drummer, Brendan, his mother came to pick him up from practice one day, and that was shortly after the tsunami had happened over in Asia, and she was like, "You guys should set up something for that." And we all thought it was a really good idea. And so we, as I said, we called up Slick Willie and Maya's Fan Club and a couple other bands we already knew, and then between them and with my dad helping out, we got all the bands together.
Immediately, we approached these bands and said, "Would you be in for doing this?" And immediately Slick Willie said yes, and Slick Willie said, "Well, you should get Bad Larry," and we call Bad Larry, and Bad Larry says yes, and Monty's Fan Club says yes, and we just start rolling along on this with everyone seeming to want to be a part of it. One of the promoters made me move the concert, and it got moved from February 13th to March 13th, and all of this stuff was going on. And then into the middle of it steps Giza in Providence, who said, well, we'll host the whole thing for you and take care of all these details. And it was like, well, let's see, you're a bigger venue than the living room. You're in better shape than the living room is. And it's not that there's anything against the living room. It was just that they jumped in with this massive amount of support to do the show. So it was like, okay. Once that happened, it just kept rolling along. I mean, up until the day of the show, I was actually turning away bands.
A lot of these people, kids and stuff, coming out to support local bands and stuff, they're not the first people you think of that would be doing charity. And I think it's really good that everybody not only heard that on the radio and came out to support their favorite bands, but also were willing to give money to a charity.
Was a success on a production level, simply of getting 12 bands on and off a stage within a 10-hour period, and just go, and literally no one complaining, everything going up and getting down. The sound people were looking at us just amazed, because they'd never seen anything work quite the way that this show worked.
Without you here, without you here, like so.
I think it's definitely a good start.
Yeah, it's a good step in the right direction.
I think it's a very just cause, one that I've been preaching about for a while, and I'm so glad that everyone came out and all the bands came out to support. It's fantastic. Yeah, give yourself a round of applause. Thank you.
This next song is a new one again, but this one's by Mr. K. Everyone call him Dr. K. Everyone say, hello, Dr. K.
Okay. It's not gonna be that bad. All right, it's not bad. All right. Don't hit me that. It's not that bad. Don't hit me any harder than that. Really? I'm gonna hit you harder than that. Don't do that. No, hit it like, you're gonna give me a headache. No, swing it for real. You're gonna give me a headache. Why do you wanna give me a headache?
I'm Tom Wells. I played lead guitar and backup vocals.
I'm Chuck Staten, senior discount. I have lead vocals and guitar.
I mean, I know like a lot of bands were friends with each other in this show. So I mean, that just made it, I think it made it more special because, you know, we're all friends, we all had a good time.
I think a big thing too is that a lot of like little local benefit shows are kind of, you know, like if they just have like a couple bands on it that aren't that whatever, then that's not gonna be that helpful. But for this show, it seems like all the bigger bands around all came together, so there was a huge turnout, and like it really was different just because everyone wanted to participate.
The bands around here, you know, don't just care about themselves. You know, they care about the other, you know, what's going on in the world, and that they want to help as much as they can. Nobody got paid for that at all.
Yeah.
They did it all at kindness of their own heart, and nobody cared. They didn't care to get paid. They felt this was a good cause, and that it would definitely help, and they wanted to do it, and I thought it was a great thing, you know.
I'll be honest, and I'll say that I'm not surprised that the band would like just, you know, like volunteer their time and just do this and play a show, because, you know, that's how the bands are. But I was really surprised that the club and that everyone that like had to do other stuff besides the bands just did it, because that's not usually how it goes. And I think it was really cool that they did it. I want to be.
I don't know.
I want to be invisible.
Wait, what Superman was invisible? I mean, what superhero was invisible?
Mr. Invisible.
There was a
I didn't
Mr.
know he
Invisible?
existed. I didn't know there was a Mr. Invisible, but I'd like to be Mr. Invisible.
I don't know
I just
why.
wanted, like, as like an important thing that I wanted to say about it. Just don't want anyone to be tricked. This man is completely bald. He's wearing a hat, but he's bald under it.
It's not completely bald.
Yeah, he's bald.
It's hair.
Oh, it's barely hair. Just want to make that apparent.
I want to be the superhero that has hair on his head. That's what I want to be.
Yeah, there's usually always a negative stereotype with anything, especially punk rock and metal. You know, people think, oh, punk rock, people just pissing on cars, getting drunk, abusing drugs, you know, and they're not really aware of the straight edge scene. You know, it's against that, it's just having a good time, you know, without any, you know, elements involved, you know, just about the music. And the way we look, it doesn't really help our image either, you know, just for the older generation. You know?
I definitely think there's a negative stereotype because, I mean, if you see someone walking down the street with a certain look, you're going to assume that they are, you know, the way a lot of media portrays them, like, that they're bad kids. But the fact of the matter is that that's not it at all. I mean, you get one bad apple out of the bunch and it makes everybody look bad. So events like this and, you know, positive things for the environment definitely helps different music scenes.
Oh, absolutely. I think our scene really is improving. When, you know, people in the community see a bunch of kids with dumb hair and, you know, goofy looking patches, they just think, oh, these kids are bums. But I mean, everybody knows that these kids, there's more than just what the cover shows them. You know, a lot of these people, you know, we're out in the community doing different things. And I think that, you know, this is an indication that our scene's really improving and that, you know, the positive outlook about what's going on now. So yeah, definitely.
Well, I think some people look down on it because a bunch of hooligan kids being all crazy punk kids and beating each other up, but it's more of like a family thing going on here. Everyone's having a great time, and if people would come and see that, then they'd come out more.
Thank you so much. I decided not to play the last 3 notes.
Yep. So the Sri Lanka Relief Fund was set up through a registered nonprofit called. Sorry, I'm gonna start laughing during this.
I'm Spencer from 95.5 Thank you everyone for coming out here, giving your money to this great cause. Let's hear it again for all the other bands that played over here tonight.
Michelle from WBRU, who's one of the promotion salespeople there, got talking with me about the concert and said, you know, this is a wonderful thing that you're doing, you know, and to which I can always say, well, yeah, thank you, I've heard that one a lot. Yes, okay, cool, thank you. And she said, I want you to meet Dill, whose extended family, part of them were lost in Sri Lanka.
I'm a radio DJ, and I have been for a couple years now, and I had tried to get a concert together, and I'd gone to different venues, and it was sort of difficult to get the backing for it. Meanwhile, Tim Hillman, who works at the Proud School, had been doing something similar, had, you know, some bands together. His sons were in some local bands and was hoping to do a show. So he had sort of the structure already and the ball rolling, but he just needed an organization to donate the money to. So I think serendipity, we met and it happened. So it was really great for both of us.
to meet Dylan, to sit there and go, okay, wait, you're a Sri Lankan. It's like, if anyone felt the effect of this here, you felt it way more than I did. I looked at it and went, oh my God. You looked at it and went, oh my God. I just have this picture of looking at her and saying, okay, so what is it? You're going over to Sri Lanka to build houses. And she goes, yep, and it's going to be $1,000 a house. $1,000 builds a house there with Habitat. And in that instant, I just looked at her and said, well, let's build some houses then.
All right, so give me a step on the side. My name is Dylan, I'm one of the coordinators of the Sri Lanka Tsunami Relief Fund. Thanks so much for coming out. All the money tonight is going to help rebuild houses in the hardest hit parts of Sri Lanka. There's more information in the back if you want to find out. The concert t-shirts are $5. All the money is going to buy new instruments for the kids in Sri Lanka, so please help out. We need to give a big thanks to all of our sponsors, for Geyser for letting us hang out here all day and have fun. Big thanks to Michelle Walker, you are the best. And to Dr. Tim Hellman, because we know that tonight would not be possible.
These guys have a very special honor. Apparently the rumor is these guys were in a basement with Maria O'Connor, and they're the ones who came up with the idea for this concert. So I want you guys to give it up for the special guests.
Interesting, because I think in the last couple months since the tsunami, I think the most money independently raised was through music. I think through music concerts. NBC had a concert, benefit CDs, shows.
We raised enough money to build 3 houses in Sri Lanka. That made it a success. I judge success by a variety of standards. Did it heighten awareness of what was happening? 3 months afterwards, I think everyone was aware. I hope that it served to remind people that this is an ongoing thing and the needs aren't going to stop. Because the level of destruction there is just beyond anything that we could imagine. And people are so jaded in looking at charity sometimes, and it's not. There are charities that take advantage of things. That's why I don't even think of the concert as a charity. It was a group of people who got together and said, okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to make money, and it's going to go there.
In the local scene, it's all a big family, and everybody can work together and try to accomplish bigger things.
I think what they did was the best way to do it, just because they got so many bands on it, and like that's what really helped it. You know what I mean? We could have done it like they could have done it like right away, and it wouldn't have been as like well set up and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But instead they took their time, and I think that helped it a lot.
Yeah.
Music seems to be the medium to bring people together, and I think the show was a great way for the local music scene to get together to help out a really great cause. So I'm leaving on Saturday. We'll be spending a lot of time in the Gaul area, which is the hardest hit part of Sri Lanka. Some of the money that we raised for the concert we're going to be using to buy musical instruments for the kids. So I'll be documenting that as well, and just visiting different hard hit areas and really sort of bringing the story back to the people here. We're really making this a personal experience for everybody, both the donators and the beneficiaries who get it.
When given the opportunity, and for me that's what the concert was, given the opportunity to do something, you step up to the plate and hit the ball.